students. Today we are going to learn about the concept of force and what are different types of forces. Force is a pull or push, or we can say both. Have you all ever seen the force? No, we have not seen, even we can't see the force. But when we apply the force on something, definitely we can feel it. See, and the Newton is the unit of the force. The force is measured in Newton. So Newton becomes the unit of force. See, when you pull something to move the object towards your body, even when you push something to move the object away from your body, in both the conditions, all you need to apply force. So while pulling and pushing, we apply force. So force is nothing but push or pull, and it is measured in Newton. Now these are some of the examples. While hitting, we apply the force on the wall. If we are hitting the nail, we apply the force on it. While paddling also, we apply the force. When we have to stop the moving ball, then also we need to apply the force. Even while opening the drawer, while plucking, even while moving the chess pieces, in all these conditions we apply force. So these are some of the examples of forces. Now let's talk about the types of forces. So there are total 4 types of forces: contact forces, non-contact forces, balanced forces, and unbalanced forces. So first we will discuss what are contact and non-contact forces. See, contact forces are just what they sound like: the forces that results from the interaction between the two objects. Whereas in non-contact forces, the contact between the two objects is not compulsory. Let's see the example of contact forces. See, when we softly kick the ball, what happens? Our feet remains in contact with the ball. Then only we can kick the ball. So it means they both are in contact with each other. But what about non-contact forces? You all must be thinking that we will learn about it also later. Let's talk about contact forces first. As I already said, the forces that results from interaction. It means there should be direct contact between the two objects. Now here, while lifting the glass, we apply the force on the glass. It means our hand is in contact with the glass. While kicking the ball, our feet is in contact with the ball. Then only we can kick. While pressing the keys, our hands remain in contact with the keyboard. Even when we have to move the desk, we have to touch the desk. It means our hand is in contact with the desk. So these are some of the examples of contact forces. Now, what are muscular forces? See, muscular forces are the forces that exerts by our muscles. These are nothing but the examples of contact forces only. See, the forces that generated due to our body when it is in contact with any object. See, the muscles, when we apply the force with our muscles, what happens? Our muscles expand and contract. See here, while kicking the ball, we use the muscles of leg. While pulling any object, we use the muscles of hand. Even while carrying the weight, while lifting the weight, in all these conditions, we apply the muscles of our body part. So that becomes the muscular forces in which muscles are involved. Now we will see what are contact forces. As we have already discussed, contact forces are those which results from non-contact between the object. It means that there should not be the contact. So here first topic is magnetic force. Now let us first discuss magnetic force. Have you all heard about magnets or magnetic force? See, magnets exerts the force, that is magnetic force. See, this is the magnet. Now suppose you have magnet. Now you have some nails and start bringing the magnet towards the nail. But make sure you don't touch the magnet with the nails. Now what happens after some times? All the nails will be attracted towards the magnet. It was only possible due to magnetic force which was exerted by the magnet. Though they were not in contact with each other, but then also the magnets were easily attracted. So this is an example of contact forces. Now we will see another example of gravitational force. Gravitational force is the force that is exerted by the earth. Now we will understand this in the easiest way. See, earth has the capacity to attract all the object towards downward direction. Have you ever seen when you throw something, it falls in only vertical direction? Why it happens? Why all the object falls in vertical direction only? Due to the gravitational force. Here the contact is not necessary. Again, because this is non-contact force. Suppose you are standing at a certain height and you throw ball. What will happen? The ball will go in downward direction. It will reach to the ground because there was a gravity attracting the object in downward direction. Same thing happens with the falling fruit also. If the fruit falls, it goes nowhere, only in vertical direction due to the attraction of the earth. Earth attracts the fruit, so it falls only in downward direction. So these are some of the examples of gravitational force. Now we will see what are balanced forces. Now balanced forces are something which are balanced. When equal forces are being applied on any object, what will happen? If there are equal forces from both the sides, the effect of both the object will be cancelled and the overall force will be zero. So, and what will happen? It will cause no movement. No object will move. So, look at some examples of balanced forces. See here in the game of tug of war. Now what can you see here? As you notice, both teams pull each other. Neither the team on the left side nor on the team on right side are able to pull each other because they are applying equal force. So their force are being cancelled with each other, causes no movement. So here, due to the balanced forces, what will happen? No team will be able to pull any of the team over here. So they are equal in size. See here, they are equal in number and the force is also equally applied on both the sides. So this is an example of balanced force. See here, the book kept on the table is also not moving. Why? Because it is balanced from both the sides. So the reaction force is acting on the book from upward and the gravitational force is acting from downward. Due to the balanced force, it will not move. Let us see what is unbalanced forces. Unbalanced forces are something in which the forces are not balanced. See, when forces are unequal in magnitude, when the forces are unequally applied. Now what will happen? The force X on the object is unbalanced. Due to unbalanced force, definitely there will be the movement. It will produce as acceleration also. There will be the change in the speed, or if something is moving with a certain speed, there will be the change also due to unbalanced forces. Look at some example. See here in this tug of war game, opponents are not equal on both the sides. Here two opponents are there and here only one. So these two opponents will be able to pull this one easily. Look at the example of this pen. It is also unbalanced. Unequal weights are there. Look at this example of seesaw. One person is greater than this person. It will be easily able to make the seesaw in downward position due to heavier weight. So these are some of the examples of unbalanced force.
do our tug-of-war games always go on so long? Amber says it's because our teams are well balanced. What would happen if our teams were unbalanced? And how do unbalanced forces affect motion? To understand this, we need to describe what is meant by balanced and unbalanced forces, and describe how unbalanced forces cause changes in motion. This bird is happily resting on a branch. The weight of the bird is the same size as the reaction force from the branch. We call this equilibrium. But what happens when another bird lands on the branch? The weight, and so the force acting downwards, is now too big. The combined weight and reaction force are now different sizes. They are unbalanced. The branch breaks and the birds fall. When forces are balanced, there is no change in speed or direction, but it is still possible for something to be moving. This bike is travelling at a constant speed. The driving force is the same size as the resistive forces. The forces are balanced. What happens if the chain breaks and the driving force stops? The forces are now unbalanced. This changes the speed of the bike. The bike will decelerate and eventually stop. So now I know. Forces are balanced when they are the same size and acting in opposite directions. When forces are balanced, there is no change in motion. Forces are unbalanced when they are different sizes. Unbalanced forces cause a change in motion. Time to recruit for the tug-of-war team.
Let's summarize what we have learned today. We have learned about the concept of force. What is a unit of force? That is Newton. Different types of forces: contact, non-contact, balanced and unbalanced forces. In the next class, we will learn about pressure and its effects on different states.